Hello everyone. Today I'm going to do a massive unhaul video. To give you some background, I am a hoarder. I hoard books to ease pain and suffering and all that stuff. I use it as a mental health tool. So I'm constantly shopping for books. It's just what I love to do. Primarily, I used to be a nonfiction reader. I had a lot more time and I'd sit at home and I would read a lot of complicated nonfiction books. And then as I learned more about myself and what I wanted to do with my life, I became very busy. And now I'm really just reading fiction, mostly fiction. For instance, I've read 11 books so far this year in January, and only 2 of those are nonfiction. So most of the books I'm unhauling today are nonfiction. And let me tell you what I did. So after getting my fiction shelves looking very pretty the way I want them to look, I decided to do something similar-ish with my nonfiction books. And so I'm going to tell you, I have 2,300 books right now in my house, which is a massive amount of books. Most of them are unread, and most of them are nonfiction. So I think the amount of unread fiction I have is about 400 and let's say 50 books. 450 books are unread nonfiction books. So, which is fine. I read a lot of nonfiction. 450 books are unread fiction books, and which is fine because I read a ton of fiction. I love fiction. I'm getting to really understand writers and what I want from them, and what I want from my books. And but the nonfiction books are just sitting there, and I've read very few last year. I'm reading very few at a time. So I took all my nonfiction books and I sorted them by publisher, which is, I know, ridiculous. And then I put all the publishers together. Then every book that didn't fit into that, I scanned to see if it was well rated. The books that were not well rated, and I gave myself I think it was anything below a 3.9. And anything below that, I decided to either read right away or unhaul. So most of those books I decided to unhaul. So I'm going to go through all the books I decided to unhaul from this experience. This over 100 book purge has made almost no dent in my shelf space. I was shocked at how, I thought I would have a ton more shelves. I could spread out. I could go book shopping, but no, this has made nothing. I don't know where these books came from, but you cannot tell from my collection that I unhauled anything. So, I guess this is the beginning. I really need to face the problem and just tell myself, if I'm going to buy nonfiction, then I need to have a plan for reading it. I can't just start gathering piles on various subjects for a one-day read situation. So I'll start with this box. The Russian Journal. I read this a couple years ago. I really enjoyed it. Not super excited to read it again, but if I do want to read it again, I probably want to get it in a Penguin Classic version. Same thing with Dead Hand. I don't like this copy. It's old and covered in stickers, and I read it a couple years ago, and I didn't love it. I was kind of bored. I might reread it, but that's a future me. This is a arc of Black Earth, which I've had for years, and actually the person who gave this to me died, which was very sad. And so I've been holding on to this. I do want to read this book, but I would love to get a finished copy of it. I do love Timothy Schneider, but I'm going to let go of this book because I don't need an unfinished arc. Let's see, The Liberal Hour. I bought this a few years ago, totally intending to read it. I kind of started it. I was bored. And then the reviews weren't very good, so I gave up on that. Let's see, Visual Thinking by Temple Grandin. I think I've tried reading books by her in the past. I thought I was going to read this one right away, but it wasn't very well rated. So I don't think I'm going to end up reading it. This is a Lawrence Krauss book that I've had forever. I used to read so many books on physics. But I think the last couple of Lawrence Krauss books I've started, I just couldn't get into. So I'm going to let this one go because it's not well rated. I'm going to let this 10 Patterns That Explain the Universe by Brian Clegg go. Euclid's Window, I'm going to let this one go. Not very well rated. This Alan Lightman book is so old and the spine is so broken. I did read this. I think I liked it. Did I take notes? I don't know. If I read this again, it'll be a different copy. This is the adult version of Beethoven's Hair. I read the young adult version and I liked it enough, and then I bought this one, but I have no interest in reading it. For a while, I was collecting all these like pop culture philosophy books, but then I didn't read any of them. So I decided to keep one. So Futurama was on the chopping block. Again, you guys, this is so hard for me. It's so hard for me to let go of these books that I spent years just hunting and collecting for whatever reasons. But I need to come to terms with this. The Road to Character by David Brooks. I have a bunch of books by David Brooks, and this one is the least well-rated one. So it's going to go. This journal, I'm really obsessed with Mark Manson, but this journal I don't think I'm going to use because the questions did not seem interesting. This book, by Beyond Belief, I'm just not going to read. The rating isn't great. That's really all there is to it. This math book, 1, 2, 3, terribly rated, so I'm going to let it go. Let's see what we have here. The Rise of the Rocket Girls. I read this years ago. I liked it well enough. I didn't love it. I've had no interest to pick it back up again, so I'm going to let it go. The Geography of Genius, I read a couple years ago, and it was okay. It was a little, I don't know, it wasn't that intelligent. It was just going to different places and talking about them. It was more of like a journey for the author than anything important to say. The Last of the President's Men by Bob Woodward. I did read this a couple years ago. I liked it. I have so many books about Richard Nixon. I should probably worry more about reading them than rereading this one. The Mind, just badly rated. I never ended up getting I think I got a couple chapters in, but I didn't get too far in. We got Supersymmetry. This book I have purchased, unhauled, repurchased, and that was 3 years ago that I repurchased this book. Still haven't read it, and the ratings aren't good, so I think I just need to cut my losses or cut my ties with this book and stop buying it. The Prouse and the Squid, I've tried reading this book, didn't get very far, couldn't get excited about it. The Science of Reading is just not that exciting to me, so I'm going to let it go. And then The Man Who Loved China by Simon Winchester. I did like this book a lot, but not enough to reread it. I don't know, maybe I'm making a mistake. If I pull this out and decide to keep it at the last moment, I won't be surprised. But I did end up collecting all of Simon Winchester's books for a while, and I read The Professor and the Madman. It was good, but I didn't want to reread it. And then same thing with this book. It's good. Do I want to reread it? I don't know. I'm starting to think that maybe this is not an author that I love. I have this magazine on crossword puzzles that I thought I was going to do, but I'm not. I'm not very good at crossword puzzles, so it'll just make me depressed. I have Sophocles' The Theban Plays. I read these in high school. I really enjoyed them. I got this copy. If I am going to read these plays, I probably want them in the Penguin Classics, so I'm just going to let this go. I got this book, it's very heavy, very old book on Broadway's greatest musicals. It's not well rated, and I'm not going to read it, so I'm going to let it go. The Mathematics of Everyday Life is badly rated, so I'm just going to let it go. Fault Lines, badly rated, plus I'm pretty sure it's been updated. It has to have been updated since this book, so I don't need to read politics books that's been updated. Ultra Learning, this book was really hyped up like 4 or 5 years ago, and I got it and I read it. I don't remember getting anything out of this book. And then I set it aside to reread, but that's never happened, and I've had no interest, and is badly rated. The Rise and Fall of Gorbachev, terribly rated. Plus, I have some other books on Gorbachev that I'd rather read that are really, really well rated. Dreams from My Father. I'm never going to read this book. I'm not. I'm too upset about politics right now to read this book. Same thing with this one, The Audacity of Hope. I don't want to read this right now. Mind Over Matter, I started. I wasn't that excited about. This is Conversations with the Cosmos, and it's badly rated, so out it goes. Physics for the Rest of Us. I'm not going to read this, and it's badly rated. On Liberty, I do want to keep this book, but I'd rather get a Penguin's Classics version of this book, and it has another essay in it that I want to read, so I'm just going to let this cute little thing that doesn't go anywhere go. It doesn't go with any of the other books. Pilates Body. I'm actually injured right now because of Pilates, so I'm a little, I don't know. Plus, if I'm going to do a Pilates class, I'm going to take a class or I'm going to do a video. I'm not going to go through this book and do the exercises. even though it is a pretty good book. A lot of these are such aspirational reads. Hiding in the Mirror, I think I got through a quarter of this book and I didn't finish it, so I'm just going to let it go, and it's not that well rated. Plus, I have so many outdated physics books. I'm always buying new physics books that are coming out, so might as well just read the new stuff. So many changes happening right now, so many new discoveries. I rather read about those than keep rereading old books about what we knew 10 years ago. Spineless, this book was terribly rated. They said very little information about jellyfish in this one. Quantum Bullshit, I guess it's not a very good book. It's not well rated. Plus the author, the gimmick is he just swears all the time in every sentence. And I don't know, I just couldn't get into it. Another Simon Winchester book that, honestly, I don't think I'm going to read. And if I do read it, I'll buy it new, which I won't. Frames of Mind, I've had forever. It's been updated. And I also didn't get it. I wasn't really that excited about it. I mean, I've tried reading it and I couldn't get into it, so I'm going to let it go. If I do find the new edition, which, if I do, I'll probably read it. I don't know. Next Time Will Be Different. I'm not going to read this book. What Color is the Sun by Brian Clegg. I have so many books by this author, which is why I bought this book, to just add to my collection. But now that none of my books are by author or by subject, they're by publisher, I no longer see my books as a collection on the subject, and I can just let them go easier now. I see them as individual books, which I think was really helpful in moving my books around. So I can let go of a lot of books on these subjects that I've been hoarding as a category. Maya Angelou's I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, I've never read, and if I do read, I'll read a prettier copy than this one. Plus, I heard this book is so depressing. I don't know. That's what's been putting me off reading this one. How to Learn to Read Music. I'm never gonna use this book. I already know how to read music, and I don't need it. Novel 100. I don't think I want to follow a book that tells me which books to read anymore. I think I have the gist, so I'm going to let this one go. Plus, this one's just these tiny little essays on each book. They're not that great. The 30-Day Sketchbook Project I bought years ago and held on to because I bought it new, and then I never used it, and it really wasn't that exciting when I flipped through it. The Great Modern Poets is a dirty, gross book that I don't need. This modern Shakespeare criticism book does not look very modern. It looks ancient. Plus, I've been collecting books by, what's his name? Harold Bloom, and I have Harold Bloom's collection on Shakespeare criticism, so I'm going to read that one instead of this one. That one's really well rated, and it's beautiful. 101 Biology, I don't know why I held on to this. I think I tried to unhaul this last year, and I ended up pulling it back. How Plants Work. I'm never going to read this book. I have so many books on William Faulkner and his biographies. So many biographies of William Faulkner. It's ridiculous. I decided I had to let go of one, and this one was the least well rated, so that's the one I'm letting go of. I've had this book forever, A Brief History of Science. I have never had any interest in reading. It's just a collection of essays. They're old. I'm going to focus on the future. How to Audition has been updated for the modern actor. So I'd rather read that one than this old one. The Quants is badly rated, so I don't need to read it. I have this Peter the Great book by Robert K. Massey. Yes, I still really want to read it. I'll probably buy myself a new paperback of it at some point when I want to read it. I did read his other book, Catherine the Great. It was amazing. So I'm just going to look out for a new copy of that one. Introduction to Songwriting. I don't need this book. I don't know why I bought it. The Unexpected Joy of Being Sober. I've been sober now for 2.5 years. I don't need to read this book. I understand the joys. Mere Christianity was a gift from someone in the first musical I was in more than 3 years ago, and I never read it. I think I started it, and it was good. I just, I'm not going to read it. American Sketches I did read. I didn't love it. I told myself I would reread it, and I didn't. And I don't think I'm going to. And it's badly rated. Confidence Man. I don't want to see this book right now. I mean, I read it. I did read it. It was good. But I decided just to keep 2 books on Donald Trump's former presidency. I'm sure there'll be a lot more books coming out soon about his current presidency that I will want to read. I was collecting these great courses books, The Theory of Everything, The Quest to Explain All Reality. I have a bunch of them. Einstein's Relativity and the Quantum Revolution. Higgs Boson and Beyond, which I did read. The Black Holes Explained. I think I read this one too. I don't need them. High Intensity Interval Exercises. Oh, am I going to pull this one out? I don't know. I don't need this book. Again, when I exercise, I go to classes and I also do YouTube videos. The Complete Book of Abs, I'm not going to use that. So I don't need to keep these books on exercises around. The Mother Tongue. One category of nonfiction books that I've been hoarding is on language and the English language. And I'm just not interested in that subject. I've always been very bored. I've tried reading this book. I didn't get very far. I think I'm just going to get rid of my books on English language, or most of them, because I'm not interested. I can't get my brain to focus. The Black Swan, I did read this one years ago. I got nothing out of it. This is business philosophy? I don't know. I just don't want to read it. And it's not very well rated. Weapons of Math Destruction. Started reading it, was bored. I'm going to let it go, and it's not well rated. This book, badly rated. Plus, I think I really need to either start reading my self-help books or just stop buying new self-help books, because I think I know the self-help authors I like, and I'm just going to stick to them. This is another book that I'd rather have in a Penguin Classic, even though I do still want to read that. I have this quick study guide on calculus. I mean, my son is about to start high school next year, so we're probably going to be buying all these guides on calculus and physics and all that stuff that's new. So I don't know why I'm holding on to these old guides. Longevity Code, I read this one. I didn't love it, but I held on to it, and I never picked it up again, so I'm going to let it go. The Magic of Reality, I've had this forever. I don't think that this illustrated version of this book is adding anything to the text, and I do have a paperback of this book, so I'm just going to read the paperback, which I still do. I do want to read, but I don't need to hold on to this one. How to Talk So Teens Will Listen, and Listen So Teens Will Talk. I think I can talk to my kids. I have never really been a big fan of these authors. I do think the way they talk to kids, or the way they try to tell you to talk to kids, is kind of weird. Why Time Flies. I just bought this month. I bought this a few weeks ago, and it's so badly rated, so I'm just going to let it go. Advanced Chess. I don't need this book. It's a little kid's book. Plus, we don't play chess. We have so many books on chess. We don't play chess at all. Nobody in my family plays chess. It's like an aspiration that I think is one day my kids are going to wake up and they're going to be like, I want to be a chess prodigy. And I'm like, great, I have a stack of books. And that's never going to happen. First book of chess. I don't need this. Chess for Beginners. A picture guide. I don't need that. Plus, they're so badly rated. Plus, I have so many well-rated books on chess that I can't let go of. Chess Self-Teacher. Don't need that. This is a duplicate. I got a cleaner version. This book, I have collected so many books on Anton Chekhov in the last couple months. I went through all of them, cross-referenced what stories are duplicates. The majority of this book is full of duplicates that I have in other copies, and then I went ahead and I read the ones that were not duplicates, and they were okay. So I can let this one go now. This is a beautiful hardcover Eugene O'Neill by Pushkin. I have this in a Penguin Classic. Don't need to hold on to this bulky old copy of something that I don't even know if I'll like. Got a hardcover of There because I'm committed to Tommy Orange. Got a hardcover of The Narrow Road to a Deep North, another book I've decided I'm committed to. Got a collector's edition of this book that again, I have not read, but I'm committed to. Got a nicer copy of A Mercy by Toni Morrison. Again, committed. Gonna read it. Got a slightly newer copy of this one, which I did read. and I love this book. This book was amazing. Oh my God, this was just incredible. I'm looking forward to rereading this one again. This one I accidentally bought 2 copies because I thought I was buying something else and I wasn't paying attention. This book I've put off forever reading, A Light in August, and then I started reading it this month, and then this copy was like all messed up and dirty, and so I bought a newer copy of it. Got a hardcover copy of Endangered Life. Got a hardcover copy of Safekeep. This book is, a lot of people are saying this is one of the best books of 2025, so I'm excited to read that. Got a beautiful hardcover copy of The Berry Giant. I could let this one go. This book, Isaac Newton by James Glick. I have tried reading this book so many times. I have never gotten past chapter 5, I think. I don't know. I'm just going to let it go. And it's badly rated, so that was easy. This was a gift, but I thought this was the ugliest looking book, and I've never picked it up. If I run into a nicer publication of this book, I'll read it. But I think I'm just going to let this one go because it's been haunting me. On language, badly rated. Also, I don't want to read a book on language. I just can't get interested in that. Brian Cox and Jeff Forshaw's The Quantum Universe, badly rated. Chemistry quick review. Don't need it. Chemistry Demystified. Do you know how many books on chemistry I have? A lot. Gotta let some go. I am still a hoarder. I still have so many books. Physics the Easy Way is the oldest book. It's so old. Riddles and brain teasers. This book just reminds me of how stupid I am, and I cannot do any of these riddles at all. And I don't know what it is, but I just can't seem to do any riddles. Like, my mind cannot do riddles. It doesn't work that way. It's so weird. So I just need to let that one go. I'm never going to become a genius who can do these type of puzzles. Trigonometry Demystified, badly rated. Calculus Demystified, badly rated. Linear Algebra for Dummies, badly rated. Again, I have well-rated books on linear algebra that I can read if I wanted to. The Actor in You is badly rated. Robert Frost is ancient, and I have other books with essays about Robert Frost. And this one is, guess what? Badly rated. Why did I buy this book? I have no idea. I'm not going to read this book. So I think it was like self-published. I don't know. The World is Flat is terribly rated. And I held on to this book for so many years thinking I was going to read it and I was going to learn so much. Franklin Washington. I did really want to read this one, but it's not well rated. Singing 101, I feel so bad. This was a gift that I asked for, and it's badly rated. And I have so many books on singing. Why Size Matter is badly rated. Quantum Physics for Beginners. I almost kind of want to pull this one out and read it just now. Okay, if I pull anything out, it might be this one. 1 Minute Monologues for Women is badly rated. Plus, I'm not even into plays that much anymore. I had a bad experience auditioning for one play a couple years ago, and I never went to another play audition just because I was trapped for like 5 hours in a freezing cold area, like running scenes with people, and then the director forgot about me, and then she's like, "Oh, you're still here. Okay, you can leave now." Oh my gosh. Okay, I need to get over that. Quantum Physics, the bookmark's coming out. I think I started this. It wasn't well rated, so I'm just going to let it go. I have so many books on physics. I have an entire bookshelf, an entire one of these bookshelves, like filled with books. Well, not anymore since I moved them all around, but I did. I had an entire bookshelf filled with physics books. That's how crazy I am. Monologues for Women, badly rated. Monologues from Classic Plays, badly rated. I still do have quite a collection of monologues, and Best Women's Monologues for the 21st Century. I think that's it. So this is like way over 100 books. This is like, I want to say 110 books, 120, I don't know, something like that. But anyway, so yeah, these books are probably going to leave my house pretty soon, hopefully, and I don't pick too many of them out and try to read them. So that's the plan, and yeah, so thank you for watching if you got this far. This is not the most exciting Unhaul since most of these books are nonfiction, but hopefully I don't add too many books to my library this year and I don't drown in books, because that's where I'm going. I'm going to drown in these books. Anyway, happy Saturday and thank you for watching.